Please stand for our invocation.
I invite you to pray. Most gracious God, we pause this morning to ask for your blessings on this graduating class. Thank you for the new insights and wisdom they have gained. Thank you for their knowledgeable instructors, committed SLPOs, and their dedicated A-School staff. And thank you for the love and support of their family and friends. God, help them now to feel the true measure of their accomplishment and know that it was worth it. May today be a memory that burns bright within them. Strengthen them and bless them now. This is our prayer. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. Commander Williams, chaplain, staff, family and friends, and most importantly, graduates. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for Machinist Mate Class 2208 and Electronic Technician Class 2150. Today is a special day for these sailors as it marks the completion of long weeks of hard work. I am pleased we are here to recognize the efforts and achievements of these young men and women. Today's guest speaker was born in Buffalo, New York, and joined the Navy in 2014. After initial recruit training in Great Lakes, Illinois, he attended Nuclear Field A School, Power School, and the Prototype here in Charleston, South Carolina. After graduation, he was assigned to the USS Abraham Lincoln, a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier initially homeported in Norfolk, Virginia. While serving aboard, he first completed a refueling and complex overhaul, a lengthy process where nuclear-powered naval ships undergo renovation and modernization as well as refuel. When they were complete, he took the ship on an around-the-world tour from Norfolk, Virginia to San Diego. While performing his duties, he qualified Work Center Supervisor, Reactor Technician, Propulsion Plant Watch Supervisor, and was the leading petty officer while at sea. After a successful sea tour, he was ordered here to Naval Nuclear Power Training Command to teach and mentor junior sailors. His assignments have been in teaching electronic fundamentals and instrumentation and control equipment to 5 different classes, all of which performed in the top percentile. He has been an example to the entire command, can emulate, and continues to demonstrate our Navy core values. So please join me in a warm round of applause for Electronic Technician First Class Surface Warfare, Stephen Rickard.
Thank you. Good morning, Commander Williams, chaplain, staff, family, friends, and most importantly, graduating class. Thank you all for coming today, and first want to address the family. Welcome to Charleston. If you guys haven't been here, it's an amazing city. There's a lot of history downtown, a lot of really good food. One of my favorite things as a student was just try and find a new place to eat every weekend. So, it's a lot of good food. But also I want to thank you guys for your emotional and your moral support for all your sailors. It's a really tough program what we do here, and there's a lot of stress that we put on them. So I know after a rough day, they might have came home and called you guys and you talk to them and give them words of encouragement. I know I'd always call my mom and she would just say I'm proud of you and she loves me or whatever. And that would always be enough to motivate me to go through the next day. So we appreciate what you guys do. I would also like to acknowledge the staff. My job, I'm an instructor, so I teach in the classroom, but there's a lot of work that goes on outside the classroom, like the staff in the back and up here support with, that make it so my job is super easy, and I don't have to worry about what goes on there because they take care of it. And then lastly, to the graduates, congratulations. You've completed your first milestone in your nuclear career. For some of you up in the front, it's been a long, difficult 3 months. For y'all in the back, it's been a long, difficult 6 months. But you crushed it. So as you move on to Power School and Prototype, and ultimately to the fleet, remember what you've done here, and remember this feeling of having a goal and actually accomplishing it. There have been many challenges that you faced, some physical, some mental. For the physical side, it could have been the actual fitness test, or staying up late to get your uniforms ready for the next day, waking up early to shave or do your hair, clean your room before an inspection. All that stuff has been physical for some people. For others, it's mental challenges, such as the 50-plus hours you spend in the building studying, all the content that you have to learn. Sometimes it's just the anxiety of taking an exam, having to sit there and wait for 4 or 5 hours until the grades come out, not knowing how well you actually performed. And then some of you might have just struggled with staying awake while we're up here talking to you guys for who knows how long about who knows what. Something that you guys probably never thought you'd be learning at this point, but you guys got through it. Your ability to overcome those challenges is why you're sitting here today, And throughout your time in the Navy, you'll never stop facing challenges and you'll never stop learning new material. As you move on to power school, you'll learn the actual side of how to be a nuke. You're going to learn how our reactors work on our submarines and our carriers. Then you're going to go off to prototype and apply the knowledge you learned in power school, get hands-on experience there. And then ultimately the fleet, where you'll experience challenges such as deployment or maintenance. But as you learn more and more information, what it takes to become a nuclear operator, some of the information you learn here is going to start to fade. That's okay. It's not always about the knowledge you have. It's about the character traits you've developed along the way. So you've learned things like teamwork, perseverance, toughness, physically and mentally. You learn how to be flexible in an ever-changing military environment, especially during the current times of COVID. Like every couple of weeks they change what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do, and you guys have adapted and overcome. Sailors with strong character are what keep our nuclear Navy successful. I'm sure I speak for most of the leaders in the room when they say they'd rather have a hardworking, honest sailor than one who might know all the right answers but is lazy. So keep developing those character traits that have gotten you here. Lastly, ceremonies typically end with some sort of quote from a famous person, so I'm going to do the same thing. As you walk out of this auditorium today, as the Navy's newest petty officers, remember you're one step closer to the ultimate goal of making it to the fleet and enabling our warships to be anywhere in the world at any time. So please keep these following words in mind. It's about drive, it's about power. Stay hungry, you devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours. Military members, attention! Graduating students, I will now frock you to the rank of third-class petty officer. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. Greetings! Know ye that by the authority vested in me, and reposing special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities of these sailors, I do hereby appoint you to the rank of third-class petty officer in the United States Navy. As such, from the 4th day of March, 2022. To the appointees, your appointment as a petty officer in the United States Navy makes you heir to a long and proud tradition of naval leadership. By accepting this appointment, you are charged with demonstrating the standards of performance, moral courage, and dedication to the Navy and the nation, which may serve as an enviable example to your fellow Navy men and women. Your desire to excel and to guide others must be boundless. Your appearance must be a model for others, and your performance must be a continual reflection of your sincerity, attention to duty, and moral responsibilities. By exhibiting unfailing trust and obedience towards superiors, cooperation and loyalty to your peers, understanding and strength to your subordinates, you will contribute greatly to the effectiveness and good name of the United States Navy. Please be seated, and families join me in a round of applause for the Navy's newest third-class petty officers.
Each of these sailors has earned their new title. There are those, however, who stand out from the rest as evidenced by having the highest grade point average among their classmates. The instructors, advisors, and classmates recognize them for their achievements in the classroom. We call these sailors our honor graduates. Today's honor graduates are Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Catherine Brower, Electronic Technician, 3rd Class, William Rose. Honor graduates, front and center.
Left, please.
The Honor Graduate Award will
Right,
be presented by Lieutenant Commander Williams and Senior Chief Ragus. Military personnel, attention to honors. From Commanding Officer, Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, to Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Catherine Brower, and Electronic Technician, 3rd Class, William Rouse. Congratulations for achieving the highest grade point average among all the graduates from your class at Nuclear Field A School, Charleston. Your standing as number 1 reflects your personal motivation, academic excellence, and dedication to duty. Your outstanding performance serves as a superb example to your shipmates and is in keeping with the highest traditions of United States Naval Service. Best wishes, signed, S.J. McGinnis, Captain, United States Navy, Commanding Officer, Naval Nuclear Power Training Command. Military personnel, my pleasure to introduce the section leading petty officer for class 2208, Chief Schmidt.
That's quite the speech to follow up. So, good morning, Commander Williams, chaplain, fellow staff, family, friends, and obviously, most importantly, you guys sitting right here in front of me, the graduates. I want to start off by saying congratulations to all of you on the first major accomplishment of your nuclear careers in the Navy. Completing Nuclear Field A School is no easy task, and you should be very proud of yourselves, all right? So, I would like to share a story that was shared with me that rings true to life in the Navy. The story goes as follows. So, a man was riding his road bicycle in the middle of nowhere through the hilly terrain in Washington State. So he's way out in the country. He stopped for a break, and as he was waiting, about a mile down the road, a rancher had driven about 100 head of cattle onto the back road that he was on. So as he continued down the road, he realized he would have to wait for them to make their way down the road and eventually get off the road because there was really no other option. So he waited and waited and waited. Eventually all the cattle were out of the way, and he can now continue on his ride. However, for those of you that don't know, 100 cattle going down the road leave a bit of a mess on the road, you know what. So his first thought was, well, I guess I could ride through this tall grass on the side of the road, but you wouldn't be able to see any big holes or branches or snakes or whatever else may lie in the tall grass. So obviously this was a little too risky. Because there was no cell phone reception where he was, and if he ended up with a flat tire, broken bicycle, or maybe even worse, an injury, he would be pretty much out there on his own. He realized that he had only one option. He needed to stay true to the course that he was on and ride directly through you-know-what. So he knew that eventually he would reach the clean part of the road, so he went for it. He said it was one of the most difficult and quite honestly the grossest things he ever did, but after quite some time, he made it to that good, clean road ahead. And after some minor cleanup, he continued on his ride through the beautiful hills. Sometimes life gives you a road full of you-know-what. But know that pushing yourself through those situations will lead you to the good, clean road of life ahead. Don't try to take shortcuts in life through the tall grass that may be full of unknowns that will only end up putting you in a worse situation than you were already in. In the famous words of Babe Ruth, you just can't beat the person who never gives up. So you guys will always have the distinction of being my first class as an SLPO. And I couldn't be prouder of all your accomplishments so far. Not a single one of you failed an exam through all of A school, which is pretty impressive. I saw your hard work and your dedication, but I also saw the care that you had for each other. So to wrap things up, I'll leave you with this one last quote, because I do like quotes. Keep your head on a swivel, keep your eye on a shipmate, and be ready for the fight when the day comes. It is now my pleasure to present to you God's rate, Machinist Mate Class 2208.
Left. Face.
Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Preston Allen. Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Zachary Bellin. Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Noah Busby. Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Derek Gage. Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Vivian Godoy. Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Maria Polinsky. Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Lindsay Shodek. Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Andrew Woodcock. Graduating with distinction, Machinist Mate Fireman Ali Lowy. Machinist Mate 3rd Class Logan Piper. Machinist Mate 3rd Class Julian Sanchez. And graduating with honors, Machinist Mate 3rd Class Catherine Brower.
It is my pleasure to introduce the second leading petty officer for class 2150, Chief Armstrong.
All right, good morning. Commander Williams, chaps, staff, and family, friends, and of course, students. So I get to follow up 2 great speeches, which is awesome because I'm not nearly the public speaker they are. But we'll get through this. Just like you guys did through high school. All right? You guys were awesome. So graduation is today. You guys have made it. Specifically the day where you look back at the last 6 months and take stock of everything that you've done. You had countless hours in the building studying. Some of you way more than others. Some of you way less than others, putting others on more hours, which was awesome. And then you had barracks inspections, BQ inspections, then you had your personnel inspections, all of which you guys successfully completed to get to this point. You have done countless exams, all successfully driven. We started with 31. We had to ROM some for COVID because it is a pandemic, but we've all successfully made it here. You guys have been performing at a higher level, and you know what that means to me, right? We always strive for excellence, and you guys have achieved that excellence by making it through what is the hardest A school in the military. That was you guys. So, with that, I proudly present Class 2150. Hang on. Electronics Technician, 3rd class, Elijah Alvarado. Electronics Technician, 3rd class, Joseph Baker. Electronics, 3rd class, Sebastian Gayet. Electronics Technician, 3rd class, Clay Hawkins. Electronics, 3rd class, Brian Liso. Electronics, 3rd class, Alexander Kremka. Electronics, 3rd class, Sage Rayburn. Electronics, 3rd class, Drake Ridenauer. Electronics, 3rd class, Justin Sanchez. Electronics, 3rd class, William Strickland. Electronics, 3rd class, Nicholas Trumbo. Now graduating with distinction, Electronics, 3rd class, Daniel Garbone. My Master at Arms, Electronics Technician, Connor Bundak. Electronics Technician, 3rd class, Satoshi Mills. Electronics, 3rd class, Joseph Schmidt. Electronics, 3rd class, Cameron Schreiber. Electronics, 3rd class, Lee Wandell. Electronics, 3rd class, David Wandell. Now graduating with honors, my class leader, Valerie Blankler. Electronics Technician, Nicholas Kelly. Electronics, 3rd class, Keenan Mandawi. Electronics Technician, 3rd class, William Rouse. And Electronics Technician, 3rd class, Brian Shaw.
Each of these sailors exerted a great deal of personal drive overcame obstacles, and made individual sacrifices to be here. Still, there are those that, by the manner in which they have completed their training, have inspired others. What sets these sailors aside from their peers are the consistency of their efforts, their refusal to quit, and the example they set. They demonstrated the qualities most treasured in the Navy, those of honor, courage, and commitment. These sailors are recipients of the Commanding Officer's Personal Excellence Award. Today's recipients are, when I call your name, please stand and remain standing. Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Julian Sanchez, and Electronic Technician, 3rd Class, Nicholas Kelly. Awardees, front and center.
Right face.
The Personal Excellence Award will be presented by Commander Williams and Senior Chief Plyler. Military personnel, attention to honors. From Commanding Officer, Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, to Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Julian Sanchez, and Electronic Technician, 3rd Class, Nicholas Kelly. The Commanding Officer's Personal Excellence Award is awarded to the student in each class who has exhibited the greatest degree of professionalism. This student stands apart from peers by virtue of hard work, personal dedication, and a demonstrated desire to succeed. Your impressive dedications to duty, exceptional academic efforts, and perseverance in the face of adversity have made you an outstanding example for your classmates to emulate. The professionalism exhibited while performing your duties is in keeping with our Navy core values and warrants your selection and recognition today as a recipient of the Commanding Officer's Personal Excellence Award. My staff and I are proud of your demonstrated effort, leadership, and outstanding results. The character and professionalism that have earned you this recognition will serve you well in your follow-on training, and I am confident you will succeed here and in the fleet. Congratulations and well done. Signed, S.J. McGinnis, Captain, United States Navy, Commanding Officer, Naval Nuclear Power Training Command. Please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the Director of Student Divisions, Commander Williams.
Welcome, family, friends. I promised all the graduates yesterday that I will keep my words short. Anyone in the room that knows me knows that's a very difficult thing for me to do. I like to talk a lot, right? Look at you smiling, all I see is a mustache now. Hey, there's two things that I really want to go over that I talked to them yesterday about and add a couple of extra words to, and it's really for this side of the room because I think it resonates a little bit more over here. Capability really just got them in the door. It's grit and work ethic that got them to this day, right? Handing that certificate in their hands. A lot of it has to do with them personally, but those characteristics in an individual do not just happen naturally, right? So there's a lot of credit that needs to happen on this side of the room that created these individuals and also gave them what it takes to be able to accomplish what they did today. So a lot of applause needs to be. Today we're celebrating their accomplishments in graduating A school, the first leg of three-leg pipeline to becoming certified nuclear operators. And there's tangible things that we see. We see crows on the shoulder. They're going to see it in their paycheck, right? There's going to be more money next time they get paid. The responsibility when you listen to the frocking words that they have now. I think it's somewhere in the area of 1/3 of the active duty military is junior to them today, which is a pretty large, significant item. But there's things that are not tangible that you see today, and it's the equity that they've built into their professional lives. Anyone that has had to struggle to fight for a job or be competitive for a job in the job market, that's what they have accomplished today. Today they are professionals. They have a resume now, right? Just after this first leg. Continuing the hard work, finishing power school, finishing prototype, being that certified nuclear operator, is something that is so major, especially in a competitive world. It is something they'll carry until they're old and gray. It is security that they'll have for the rest of their lives. It's that's the accomplishment that I celebrate, right? It's something that I know personally. After 28 years, I'm looking at taking this uniform off. And each one of us in this room, and those that have worn their uniform before, know it comes off at some point in time. And we're going to have a career to go to. So I applaud you in your hard work and the effort that you've done. I stand here and I'm appreciative that I get to share in your accomplishment and celebrating that today. And I look forward to all the successes that you guys have in Power School and Prototype. Get to the end of the leg, right? Because there's more work to be done, right? All right, who you got, graduates? I appreciate it.
Please stand for our benediction.
I invite you to pray. Gracious God, we thank you again for this time that you have given us to honor and celebrate these graduates. We pray that they will go to their next phase with a sense of pride and confidence, ready to face what lies before them. Bless them now, God, always providing them guidance, safety, and protection. May they strive toward excellence in all that they do. May they go now with the knowledge that they have your fullest and most profound blessings. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
This concludes today's graduation ceremony. Graduates, congratulations and well done. Military personnel, carry on.